Happy Sunday. I just want to get right to it. I want to address a couple of negative comments and mailers that have gone out about me and they're circulating through the community and also the online stuff and the social media stuff. And you guys know me by now. I normally talk about my issues or I'm going to call out hypocrisy. But I normally don't respond to the negative of what's being said about me. Today I am because we are in a heated campaign in this Republican primary, House District 41. And I want to address it for two reasons. One, it's a bunch of BS. And two, it lets me speak more of my platform. So I'll start with Miss Sarah Sagredo Hammonds. Sarah Hammonds. Mailer went out, I guess, questioning my conservatism or if I'm a Republican at all, this kind of nonsense. And I want to go apples to apples with Sarah and compare my bona fides with hers, which are not only non existent, they're in the world of major, major negatives of what she presents to the Republican Party. So I would like to start with two very, very clear things that I've essentially prosecuted the matter and brought the evidence forward. It's what I've done as a career, just to expose hypocrisy, just shine light on the truth, and you get to decide. This is no different than a trial. Jurors can ask for a vote and a verdict. I only have a limited amount of time to offer knowledge and to earn your faith and to expose credibility. These are things that you do in front of a jury, no different than a campaign. And I'm going to be asking for a vote at the end of this, and it's called a primary. It's really the same thing I do in court. Sincerity wins the day, exposing truth, and that I offer my credibility. It's up. This is up for the election, and so is hers. So I do want that to shine through. Ms. Hammond, directly to you. You are for abortion. You're for expanding abortion. You're the only Republican that could say this. You are for taking away people's guns. Congratulations. You are the only Republican that can say these two things. And now I do want to address your faith and this issue that I think a lot of people have whispered about. I'm going to say it because you've made it relevant. You've brought up your faith. You question my conservatism.
I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and in the religion, you don't vote. You don't get involved in politics.
This is first of all, anti American. This is against the vast majority of thought and spirituality of House District 41. Forget the Republican side. Democrats, Republicans, every single person that lives in Edinburgh, Mission, Far. You look up Jehovah's Witness. I'm old school. I still use Google. I'm not so much into the AI stuff. You look up Jehovah's Witness, the first thing that it says is it's Trinitarian, non Trinitarian church. And what does that mean? Non Trinitarian. As we cross ourselves and we say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as we do that, us Christians, me, Catholic, proud of my faith, as we cross ourselves, we speak of each individual God, the Father, God, the Son, and God, the Holy Spirit, each individually God, and all together God as well. This is the Holy Trinity as we understand it. The Jehovah's Witness does not believe in that Trinity. The Holy Trinity is at the foundation of Christianity. That God sent his son, came down as man, died on the cross to save me, a sinner, and all of us, to save us. And he was resurrected on the third day. These are things that Christianity is based on around the world. Over a billion Catholics and many, many more Christians. And so I do want to address this. Let's go apples to apples now. This is an extreme religion, and I will speak to it bluntly. I'm not ashamed to say these things. A group of people that do not salute the flag, a group of people that do not vote. She's never voted. A group of people that believe in a very, very twisted version of heaven. Guess how many people get to go to heaven under the tenet of the Jehovah's Witness? 144,000 anointed is the term people get to go to heaven. Are you one of them? Are you one of these anointed people? My version of heaven is that if I believe and I offer my faith that God sent his son to die for my sins, and I give myself to that, which I do, on my knees, I do. That is my faith. That is my pathway to heaven. It's not a religion of perfection or that I'm anointed. I am at the bottom of sinners. And I'm in front of God and the whole world. I will confess that I am a sinner. I've done so at church many, many times. I am. And I want to speak to this because to be a part of her religion, for sure, I'm not one of the anointed ones. So I have my faith, and I want to address apples to apples, and in addition to these things, they don't believe or they don't celebrate Christmas or Easter. Let's talk about that. These are not just holidays. This is not just a special at Target, or this is not a football game, or this is not where you're going to watch the Cowboys and barbecue and that's Christmas. No, it is the birth of Christ, and we celebrate his resurrection on Easter. These are the holiest of holy days that we recognize in the world of Christianity. I do want to speak to that. I do. And this is anti the morale, the ethos, really the culture of the region. It really is. So I do want to speak to it. I reject your assertion that I'm not conservative. I reject your assertion that I'm not a Republican. Congratulations, Sarah. You would be the only Republican in the United States that wants to expand abortion and wants to take away people's guns. That's one. And you would be the only Jehovah's Witness or belief or past. You would be the only Jehovah's Witness anywhere in the United States on either party, Democrat or Republican, to be in elected office. How can you proceed? You fail on multiple levels. Let's go apples to apples. I was not going to address it. You brought it up. This is my response. Might be firm in my tone. I give zero apologies for this. So and even furthermore, to Congresswoman De La Cruz, who has endorsed you, and not only endorsed you, has continued to double down and really has adopted expanding abortion. She's adopted taking away guns, and she's adopted this faith of the Jehovah's Witness. You've had every opportunity to recant. You've had every opportunity to pull that aside and retract your endorsement of Sarah. Going forward, how can you call yourself a Republican, Monica? This is in the world of bizarre. I can promise you that Bobby Pulido, you've given him an ad. You've given him the weaponry, political weaponry, a political arsenal to go against you. I can promise you that you are way more extreme on these issues of abortion and guns and religion because of this endorsement. And I'm not asking for your endorsement. I'm a big boy, and I don't want it. I don't want the endorsement of someone that believes in these things or that adopts these principles. I don't want it. I don't want it. I've got the endorsement of people that are way, way, way more important to me. The men and women of law enforcement, federal and state, the wives of law enforcement, and just the neighbors on the block. Sarah, I reject your assertion. I want to make it very clear to this audience, and hopefully this message spreads, gets back to her and to others, and also to Congresswoman De La Cruz. And so that's my response to you, Sarah. And please don't pretend, and please don't try to portray yourself as being more conservative or more Republican than me. Please don't do that. You're exposing a major flaw in a very flawed campaign. To my other opponent, I would say in a more gentle tone to Mr. Groves, because he's been very decent with me and his family, and he uh, has agreed a lot with the way I've run my campaign.
I feel like Sergio does in this on this topic. So again, I find myself agreeing with Sergio. So yes, again, I find myself agreeing with Sergio. The only thing is that
And of this platform. So to that, I would say I have respect for, and he and I have been cordial. Nonetheless, he has come out saying the same thing, that I'm not Republican enough or that I am a Democrat. Regarding the issue of abortion with Gary, I am an abolitionist. If the bill were to be proposed at the State House, I would vote for complete abolition of abortion with no exception. And I'm ready to sign that bill. I'm ready to vote for that, but I'm also realistic on the issue. It's failed on multiple attempts. I don't expect that ever to pass, but I want to be clear. I am more conservative on the issue of abortion than he is. I'm the only one in this crowded field that has received the highest rating of the NRA, their victory fund. The NRA victory fund has given me an AQ rating. An AQ rating, it's the highest that you could receive in the country, and I've received it. So the only other people involved in this race haven't even received a grade. Forget the highest grade or the lowest grade. It hasn't even registered. So I'm on the radar of the NRA, and I'm thankful for it. And I've received the highest rating. The only other person in the field is our current sitting state representative. His name is Bobby Guerra. I asked that he resign. He has. I called for him to step down, and he did. And I'm thankful for that. That was the reason I got into this race. He has received a D, the way we understand things on the old grading system. He's got a D from the NRA. And me, I have an AQ rating. The AQ rating, all it means is that I am not an incumbent. And this is the highest possible rating that anybody at my status can receive, and I'm proud of it. So the issue of abortion, Gary, I'm more conservative than you are. For sure, the issue of the Second Amendment, our right to bear arms as well. So my bona fides are there. And let's speak to the larger issue. I want to speak to matters of Washington, D.C. And I would put my skill set, my knowledge, my advocacy on the table. That's what a campaign is. And I know we're trying to get to Austin, all of us. But I do want to speak to the red cap that you wear, Gary. I do, and respectfully, it's just a lazy message. It's lazy campaigning, and the only reason I'm addressing this is that you've brought it up over and over and over. I've never said one thing about you, Gary, other than to defend you when they spray painted your signs, other than to defend you and call you, by the way, to tell you that they had been defaced. So I've been forced to address this. It's lazy messaging, Gary, the red cap, and you speak to this issue of perfection within the world of the Republican Party. I gently remind you, sir, I gently remind you, President Trump, clearly it's the metaphor for President Trump. That red cap was a Democrat. He was a Democrat. I would say on the hierarchy of the Republican Party, Ronald Reagan sits at the top. He was a Democrat out of California. And they are people of their circumstance. One from New York, a world surrounded by Democrats. President Trump gave money to Kamala Harris. Ronald Reagan, back in the day, of California, a world surrounded by Democrats. Me, I have voted in the past for judges at the Hidalgo County Courthouse. 100% Democrat. From the beginning of the county, there has never been an elected countywide officer, much less any of the 25 judges that are sitting there. There has never been. So I have chosen to be relevant at the building where I make a living. I've been there for 27 years. I have chosen to make myself relevant. I have voted for Democrat judges in the past, and that is my voice, and that's my right. I give no apologies for this. There's a lot of very decent people there. I would also say there's a lot of secret Republicans there. They all understand that you can't win as a Republican at the county courthouse because there is 100% failure rate. So a lot of conservative leaning judges, Republican district attorneys, Republican county clerks, and conservative peoples step forward. They merely put the name Democrat because we are people of circumstance. This is where we live, and this is the reality. I can promise you I know how I vote in November. I can promise you that I always vote Republican for sure on the national scene, for sure on the statewide offices. So I want to go apples to apples with you, Gary. Gently push back. The red cap is lazy. If you're asking for perfection, President Trump was a Democrat himself, and he'll tell you. Maybe he wised up. Maybe he's just a person of circumstance of New York State. So be it. So be it. I know he supported Governor Cuomo. I know he supported Mayor de Blasio. I know these things. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you can speak to these issues. And on the national scene, I want to speak to the cabinet that he has surrounded himself with. For sure, Secretary Bissett at Treasury, incredible talent. He's really shaped our whole economy. Uh, we have obviously Secretary of State Rubio, a rock star and a rising star in the party. The question is he going to be the next president or after J.D. Vance? These are Pete Hegseth at the Secretary of War, formerly of Defense. Incredible. Took down these Venezuelan drug boats. That was Secretary Hegseth. Pam Bondi at the AG. These are incredibly talented people. I can speak to his tariff policy. I 100% support it. It's muscle. It's flexing muscle throughout the world to impact our trade imbalances that we've been hammered with. I want to speak to the Supreme Court ruling that just was issued this week. The most consequential dissent that I've ever heard of Justice Kavanaugh coming out and really just laying out the roadmap. You guys checked off the wrong statutory box on this issue of tariff. We're going to strike this down today. Why don't you just check off the Trade Act of 1974, Section 201? I've never seen a dissent literally tell the president what to do. This will pass if you check this box off. Guess what the president did within minutes? He checked off the Trade Act of 1974, Section 201. He did exactly. It was almost as if it was his lawyer. I can speak to these issues. I'm in the minutia of the rulings of the Supreme Court, not only the ruling. I can blow past what is exposed on the media, and let's get to the dissent, and let's get to the response. And as they're playing these chess pieces on the board, now there is not only was it the existing tariffs, it was 10% across the board on top of that. So be careful what you ask for on challenging these laws. I can speak into the weeds of national policy. If you're asking me to speak to conservative principles, 100%. I think I beat everybody in this race. Sarah, you're on the wrong party. I mean, your views are to the left of Sebi Haddad. Your views are to the left of Julio Salinas or Mr. Holguin. As we debate on the stage and the podium is there, and us three are on the right, and those three are on the left, you need to switch sides. You can have these views, Sarah. You can have them all day long. Everybody has a right as well to faith. But you brought these issues up. I'm responding. I didn't wake up this morning to say these things. But when I'm accused of this or that, or I must respond, I will. And you're going to see the teeth in me sometimes. This is my pushback. Gary, on a gentler note, this issue that you raised, it's all you got. But I must call you on it also. To request this issue of perfection is maybe you just don't know. Maybe you just don't know the history of the party. I do appreciate, we've all seen that Gary does agree with me on so much. And I think you are a decent man, Gary, but this is my gentle pushback, even on you. There's only so much somebody can take, and we're in the world of politics. This needs to be exposed as a final sprint as early voting ends. Today at 4, happy Sunday. Tomorrow till 7, all week till 7, till the 27th, early voting ends. I'm asking everybody to get out and vote. I have a certain tone, and I have a certain intensity to me. I'm proud of it. It's just who I am. And I will respond. I will respond to the world of ridiculous, and I will go apples to apples with anybody on my side. And I'm excited, and I feel the momentum to go forward. I'm already bringing the claim against Sebi Haddad. I fully expect him to win. You need a fighter. First of all, I'm exposing myself as the fighter in this side. And who really, what's the function of a primary? For the best man or woman to go forward to win in November. It's real simple. And finally, Congresswoman De La Cruz, I hope you reconsider. I'm not asking for your endorsement, ma'am, at all. Actually, I think it would be a detriment at this point. I'm not asking for it. I hope you reconsider. This is the height of political malpractice and political incompetence. There's no other way to say it. You have sided with the abortionist, the gun control freak, and the Jehovah's Witness. This is the perfect storm. It's the trifecta of incompetence. This level is it's unsustainable, and it's just unelectable. Is the nicest way I could say it. It's an unelectable position. My name is Sergio Sanchez. This is my response to the world of absurd. I will do so. In the meantime, I'm going to continue writing law. I'm at 7. I'm at number 7 of bills proposed. So many platitudes. I will lower property taxes. We must eliminate property taxes. Generalities. Okay, let's get to the law. Let's get to the facts. Let's get to a roadmap. I have a plan in line with the governor's plan to lower property taxes $200 a month. $200 a month for the median household, and for the median appraised value, and for the median of property taxes in the state. To eliminate the school tax, cuts it in half, approximately 50% of your bill. We know the median to be $5,000 to $5,200 in the state, somewhere in there. Comes out to like $219. Let's round it down, say $200 a month. $200 a month that I'll save you. It's not me. It's the governor's plan. I actually want to take it even further than his on these appraised values to limit the percentage that they can increase, not every year or every third year, every fifth year. Every fifth year. I have these details. I don't speak in platitudes or generalities. Please go to sergiofortexas.com. Going to dial it back. Going to be out at Lark Community Center. We'll be driving around to the different sites. We got teams in Sherry. We've got teams at the courthouse. We've got teams at the university. We've got teams at Fireman's Park. But I'll be cooking one of those old-fashioned barbecue pits built into the ground, sitting on the pole the way all of our dads used to cook back in the day. I'm looking forward to it. Actually going to be the first time in my life that I've ever done it. I've got 4 barbecue pits here at the house. I've never used the city park barbecue pit or the roadside park barbecue pit that I recall growing up that we would actually use. We were the family that used it. And I'm looking forward to it today. It's going to bring back a lot of memories of Dad. It's going to be a good day. Happy Sunday, everybody.